This has been a very big day in terms of the world. I think it's been a lot of people are saying it's historic.
We're all calling it historic.
Yeah, even my enemies are calling it historic.
History made with a handshake. For the first time ever, a sitting U.S. president coming face-to-face with a North Korean leader.
Nice to meet you, Mr. President.
President Trump and Chairman Kim Jong Un, a man who's been accused of crimes against humanity.
How do you trust him, though? Is he willing to change? Do you believe he's changed?
Well, you know, over my lifetime, I've done a lot of deals with a lot of people, and sometimes the people that you most distrust turn out to be the most honorable ones, and the people that you do trust, they are not the honorable ones.
ABC's George Stephanopoulos sitting down with the president just hours after the summit.
Thank you very much. It's fantastic.
Gaining insights into a day many thought would never happen. Kim Jong Un, known for being a movie buff, saying it was like a scene from a science fiction movie.
We will have a terrific relationship, I have no doubt.
The morning began with smiles and pleasantries. It's easy to forget that these two nations, just months ago, appeared to be on the brink of nuclear war.
I feel really great. We're going to have a great discussion, and I think tremendous success.
The old prejudices and practices worked as obstacles on our way forward, he said, but we overcame them all. President Trump, the self-proclaimed deal maker, meeting one-on-one with Kim Jong Un and two translators.
Mr. President, how's it going so far, sir?
Very good.
What do you think?
Very, very good.
The former reality TV star with a flair for theatrics, showing Kim a video outlining the stakes of the summit.
7 billion people inhabit planet Earth.
The style even reminiscent of a movie trailer.
Only a small number.
After a working lunch of beef short ribs, braised cod, and Haagen-Dazs for dessert, President Trump showed the North Korean dictator his armored vehicle, known as the Beast. And when they emerged, the carefully choreographed show continues.
Mr. President, did he agree to denuclearize, sir?
We're starting that process very quickly. Very, very quickly. Absolutely.
The two leaders signing an agreement aimed, they say, towards peace and denuclearization of the Korean peninsula.
So we saw you sign the agreement right in this room. You also said you just developed a special bond. Describe that bond.
Well, it's been a very intense day, and as you know, we discussed things over the last few months.
You did. You've spoken with him before.
I have spoken, yes. I have spoken to him. I've spoken to a lot of his people. As you know, I would say, very top person was at the White House last week. And so we've developed a pretty good relationship in terms of getting something done. It got done. I think it's a terrific document. It's a starter, but it's a terrific document. I think far more. And there are things that we negotiated after that document that are also very important. They're going to get rid of certain ballistic missile sites and various other things. We're going to put that out later. But we have the framework of getting ready to denuclearize North Korea.
And the phrase in the document is complete denuclearization of the Korean peninsula. Does that mean that the nuclear umbrella that we have over South Korea is on the table for negotiation?
No, that means that they're going to get rid of their nuclear weapons. We never even discussed the other.
President Trump boasting that this agreement, though scant on details, is better than the Iran deal he walked away from.
Does that mean that any deal with North Korea has to be tougher than the Iran deal?
I don't think a deal could be softer.
They have to get rid of all their nuclear weapons,
They've got to get rid of, yeah,
food?
they will. I think they will. I really believe that he will. I've gotten to know him well in a short period of time. Yeah, sure. It's denuking. I mean, he's denuking the whole place, and he's going to start very quickly. I think he's going to start now. They'll be announcing things over the next few days, talking about other missile sites, because they were, as you know, they were sending out a lot of missiles.
Is he going to stop testing?
He's going to stop testing. Well, he already has. You know, we have, how many months has it been, George? 7? Where there's been no missiles going up.
And he's committed to not starting that up again?
Oh, he's committed to not do that. It won't be happening. That won't be happening. He means it. He really wants to do something, I think, terrific for their country. And it's the only way it can be. It's the only way it can be terrific.
But actually setting up inspections and a verification protocol will be extremely complicated.
As the two countries go through this process, they're going to look at each of the elements of the Kim nuclear program. So that includes rockets, that includes missiles. They're going to look at plutonium generation, what kind of nuclear plants are in operation to make sure they can't build the or create the material to create these bombs.
Did you talk about pulling troops out, U.S. troops out of South Korea?
We didn't discuss that, no, but we're not going to play the war games. You know, I wanted to stop the war games. I thought they were very provocative. but I also think they're very expensive.
Halting war games came as a surprise to the South Koreans, but even more unexpected, an American offer of security, what critics say is too big a gift.
This is the only reason that Kim would have come to the table, and it's the real key to whatever progress was made today and whatever progress happens in the future.
What other kinds of security guarantees did you offer, did you put on the table?
Well, we've given him, I don't want to talk about it specifically, but we've given him, he's going to be happy. His country does love him, his people, you see the fervor, they have a great fervor. They're going to put it together, and I think they're going to end up with a very strong country, and a country which has people that they're so hardworking, so industrious. I think if you look at South Korea someday, maybe in the not too distant future, it will be something like that.
You say his people love him. Just a few months ago, you accused him of starving his people. And then listen, here's the rub. Kim is a brutal dictator. He runs a police state, forced starvation, labor camps. He's assassinating members of his own family. How do you trust a killer like that?
George, I'm given what I'm given, okay? I mean, this is what we have, and this is where we are, and I can only tell you from my experience, and I met him, I've spoken with him, and I've met him, and this was, as you know, started very early, and it's been very intense. I think that he really wants to do a great job for North Korea. I think he wants to denuke. It's very important. Without that, there's nothing to discuss.
How would you score the summit?
I think we're safer today than we were 3 months ago. But I also believe that President Trump is deluding himself when he says that North Korea is going to give up its nuclear weapons, and deluding himself when he seems to think that he got the better end of the negotiations.
The reactions today wide-ranging. Praise for President Trump's statesmanship, touting this as a monumental achievement. South Korean President Moon Jae-in congratulated him in a statement. Yet others calling the summit nothing more than a photo op.
Okay.
Former Vice President Joe Biden saying talking to dictators is one thing, embracing them is another. So far, this is not a deal that advantages the United States or makes us safer.
I think one lesson from the past is that imperfect peace processes are better than warmongering. And so even if President Trump fails at denuclearizing North Korea, if he can get back to where we were in some of these past peace processes, then that would be worthwhile.
Today, the president remained confident, firing off a series of self-congratulatory tweets. Got along great with Kim Jong Un, who wants to see wonderful things for his country. As I said earlier today, anyone can make war, but only the most courageous can make peace. But the brutality of the regime even affecting an American college student. University of Virginia student Otto Warmbier was detained for nearly a year and a half for stealing a poster.
Please, I have made the worst mistake of my life.
He was released only to return to the United States in a coma and would die days later. The president addressed the controversy in a press conference after his meetings.
Kim Jong Un, as you know, has killed family members, has starved his own people, is responsible for the death of Otto Warmbier. Why are you so comfortable calling him very talented?
Well, he is very talented. Anybody that takes over a situation like he did at 26 years of age and is able to run it and run it tough. I don't say he was nice, or I don't say anything about it. I think without Otto, this would not have happened. Something happened from that day. It was a terrible thing. It was brutal. But a lot of people started to focus on what was going on, including North Korea. Thank you.
But can the same man responsible for so many human rights abuses really be trusted as a partner in peace?
You trust him?
I do trust him, yeah. Now, will I come back to you in a year and you'll be interviewing? I'll say, gee, I made a mistake. That's always possible. You know, we're dealing at a very high level. A lot of things can change. A lot of things are possible. He trusts me, I believe. I really do. I mean, he said openly, and he said it to a couple of reporters that were with him, that he knows that no other president ever could have done this. I mean, no other he knows the presidents. He knows who we had in front of me. He said no other president could have done this. I think he trusts me, and I trust him.
Ronald Reagan said trust but verify.
Yeah.
Final question. When is Kim coming to the White House?
Well, I want to get it along. I want the process to start. I want to see some real work going on, which I believe I will. And I would love to have him at the White House, whatever it takes, and I would love to have him at the White House, and I think he'd love to be there.
And you can watch that full video President Trump showed to Kim Jong Un right now. Just click on our Nightline Facebook page.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.